Hi guys, welcome back to the example. I hope you remember what we were doing in this example. To reiterate, we created a drop down button here which had all the ID numbers, and based on whatever selection we were making, we applied a VLOOKUP formula here along with match, so that as soon as I change the ID number, all the details would be dynamic enough to change along with the change in ID number. We tried to do the same with first names, and we found out that this was not working. I couldn't get the ID number if I just applied my VLOOKUP function. Why? I told you that there is an inherent limitation of VLOOKUP function, that it can only grow from left to right. We also learned about the substitute that we can use here, known as an index function. Now, in the previous video, I hope you were absolutely clear on how do we apply index function. Let's see if we can get the ID number for Mira by using, of course, index function. Let's do it together. Press equals, write down index, press tab or open the bracket. Excel will ask me for an array. Now, array means that table from which I need the extraction. So I select this entire table, comma. What is the row number? In what row is Mira in? So from this selection, Mira is in second row. So first row is the headings, second row is the Mira. So row number 2, comma. Out of this selection, what is the column number that I need for IDs? ID is in column 1. So out of this selection, the column for ID is 1, first column. So column 1, and click on or close the bracket. Press enter and you get 101. So Mira ID is 101. Can we get the department? How do we do that? Can I just copy it across? I cannot, right? Because what happens is my range gets down. Also, I had some manual entries which would not change. So if I have to find out the department, I will have to apply index once more. So index, array being the entire table, comma, row number for department for Mira. So Mira is in row 2 yet again. So 2. What will be the column? Now this time column will change. So ID first column, second column, third column and fourth column. So column 4 for department. Close the bracket, press enter. So Mira is in finance department. If I have to find out region, I will apply index again, array being the entire table, comma, row number 2 for Mira, comma, column number 5 for region. So region is north. Same way for salary. Alright, so that's how I apply index function, guys. Now I know you might be thinking something. At least I am while doing this, and I hope you are too. The thing that strikes our brain at this moment is that I have to apply index again and again and again and keep changing my rows and columns. It's not dynamic, right? Even if I am applying index again and again and have computed all these three, as soon as I change to Sheetal, this doesn't change, right? And I will have to apply index again and again and again and again to compute it for Sheetal. If I change Sheetal to, let's say, Alok, I will have to apply index again. Now, what is the solution? What will be the solution here? The solution would be that I can automate this 2 and 1 also. I don't want to enter this as my manual entries, correct? I want that I can have something here so that I apply that function and this 2 and 1 will be automatically rendered to me. What is that function? I'll change the question. I want to match my selected name from these rows, and whatever name I select, I want the Excel to check and give me the desired row number. Also, I want to match my headings here from this table, and whatever column number has those headings, I want that column number to be rendered here. Now I have given you the answers also. What is that function? Correct. That function is match. While using VLOOKUP, you were applying match one time for column numbers. While using HLOOKUP, you were again applying match one time for row number. Here, you have two manual entries, one for row and one for column. So how many times will match be applied? Correct, two times. Gear up guys, this is gonna get a bit complicated here, but I'll go very slow. Please understand along with me. Currently, we won't be using any freezings for this. Let's compute ID without using the freezings. Alright, and then we'll level up ourselves and do it with freezings. Alright, so let's start. Press equals index. Now I want the ID for Sheetal. Excel asks me for array. Now array undoubtedly be the entire table. Select the entire table. This is what our array is, comma, row number. Now what will be the row number? I know Sheetal is in row number 3. But I want to enter a function wherein Excel automatically gives me 3. I don't have to check and write down 3. So rightly said, IU will use match. Alright. Now what is the lookup value for match? In my row number, what will be my lookup value? Which value I need to match for getting the row number? I have to match the name here. Correct? I have to match the name, comma, lookup array. From where do I need to match the name? From the first name column. Correct? Whatever name I change, I want Excel to check that name in this column and give me the desired row. That's what I needed. Comma, exact match and close this match. So we are done with row number. By using this match, Excel will check whatever name I have selected from this column and will give me the row number automatically. So my row number problem has been solved. Comma. What about the column number problem? Correct. I will use match once more. Now what will be the lookup value for column number match? Lookup value will be ID. I will have to match ID from this heading. Alright, I will have to match ID from this heading and request Excel to please render me that column number which matches my selection over here. Alright, so lookup value will be ID, comma, lookup array. Lookup array is the column, the headings in my original source table. So I am asking Excel to match this ID from the headings and give me whatever column number has those headings. So a lookup array will be my heading row, comma, and there need to be an exact match. Close the bracket for match and again close the bracket for index. Remember, the times you open the bracket, number of times you have to close the brackets. Press enter and you get 102. Now, if you change this to, let's say, Priya, I automatically get 104. If you change it to Akash, I automatically get 106. Interesting, isn't it? This is very interesting. If I change it to Parvati, I automatically get 107. So that's the power of index function. Yes, it's a bit complicated, and let's apply this once again so that we all are together at the same page. Let's apply it once more, and this time we will use freezings to make it dynamic. Alright, equals index. Array will be the entire table from which I need to extract the value. And since I don't want this to change, I'll use a F4. I will freeze this range. Correct? Comma. Row number. For row number, we used match. Correct? As soon as I open the bracket for match, Excel will ask me to enter a lookup value. Now lookup value, remember we are currently doing the row number. The formula of index is array, row number and then column number. So first match is for the row number. Now I need to automatically get the row number. So what will be the lookup value that I will match? I ask Excel to match my selected name. I will ask Excel to match my selected name. I don't want this to change. As and when I go down, I copy the formula across. I don't want this selected cell to change. So I will use F4 again. Correct? I used F4 again. Comma. Lookup array. Now I ask Excel to match this name that I have selected and match it from where? From where will it match? It will match this from the name column, the first name column. Again, do I want this range to change? No. And hence, I will freeze this by using F4. Comma, it has to be an exact match. And I close the bracket for row number match. Comma, this time I need to enter the column number. Again, for column number, I will use a match once more. What will be the lookup value this time? The lookup value will be ID. Correct? I will ask Excel to match this ID this time from the table headings and give me the column number. So I selected the ID here. Do I want this ID to change as and when I go down? Yes, I do. But do I want this ID to change if I go left or right? No. And hence, this will be a column freeze. I want to freeze this column. So F4 3 times for column freeze, comma, lookup array. Now I ask Excel to match my this heading with the table headings. So lookup array will be the table headings. Do I want this to change? Never. So one time F4, comma, and it has to be an exact match. So 0 for exact match and close the bracket. So this bracket closes the match function. Now index function is still on. If I close one more bracket, that's when my index number will get complete. Index function will get completed. Press enter and copy this across. Let's see if we are doing it the right way. And you get it. Congratulations. You have completed, you have applied one of the most complicated formula, guys. Let's see if I change it to Priya. Does it change? Yes, it does. So ID is 104, department becomes personal, region north, salary 8,000. If I change it to Meera, it changes. So everything is working very dynamically. Correct? I'll open the formula once more. So that's how you use index along with two match functions. Now, if you have understood this, I am pretty sure you will be able to handle every damn thing in Excel right now. Of course, I'll tell you how to do it, but you are equipped enough to handle the nested functions now. I hope this is very, very clear, guys. This is very important function to be used in your professional lives. Also, if you are a student, if you are working on some, if you surveys, you collected some datas, you have to analyze those datas, you are performing some analytics to it. This is widely used and very, very efficient. So if you are absolutely crystal clear on index match, then I would suggest you to move forward. If you have doubt, and I suggest you to please watch this video once more and practice this thing along with me so that you are absolutely clear with this. Alrighty, we're done with index match. Some beautiful functions coming up. I'll see you around in the next video.